These golf balls are supposed to fly more efficiently. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. I just bought these. They're called Kaede, I believe. I kind of want to pronounce them Kaede golf balls. And what's interesting about these golf balls is that they have a really unique dimple pattern. Now, this dimple pattern on these balls is supposed to make it more efficient as it flies through the air. Of course, you're familiar with golf balls, and my entire golfing career, they've always had round dimples. Now, that wasn't the way it was when they first started. In fact, they didn't have dimples. Now, dimples make them fly further. These Kaede balls come in a package of 12. You can get them all in the same color scheme, but this one has like an assortment here. You can see we have orange on this side and green on this side, and the green one on the outside and the orange one on the outside have color-filled dimples. So I'm just going to pull out one of these. They're all different colors here. So I want to take a close look at what these dimples look like. Here are the golf balls, and you can see here there are circular patterns. It kind of depends on where you're looking at them. Because they are leaf-shaped, they kind of create this irregular pattern. I actually think less surface area is covered with dimples because of the design here, but they are kind of interesting. What they kind of do here is they are kind of like cut into the ball. So it's almost like the dimple is a cut, a straight line through there. And this leaf-like pattern is actually the way it sinks into the ball, right? So what I'm saying there is that a lot of the round dimples are kind of evenly distributed like craters on a golf ball, but this actually looks like the center portion of that leaf-like dimple is the deepest part, and then right at those pointy edges, it almost meets back up at the surface of the golf ball. So kind of interesting here, and they're all like that. This white is like the color fill, so they're pretty cool looking. I will give you that. I mean, I would say for sure that to me, like there, they look like flowers. Turn it like this, they look like Mercedes logos, but I kind of see flower petals. The question now is, because of this design, they are supposed to be like 15% more efficient than the circular dimple pattern, which to me suggests that they should fly farther. Now, I have seen some tests against the Titleist Pro V1, and I don't think that they fly any farther than those golf balls, but they probably do perform better than some of the standard or the cheaper golf balls. I am not a good enough golfer to give you an accurate representation of what that's like, but we should hit the golf course with these and just make sure that as an amateur, hobbyist, recreational golfer, they work well enough to play with. Let's try them out. I went golfing and I took these Kaede golf balls and, was hitting around with them. Now, I will say I'm not a good enough golfer to be able to hit 5 Callaways and then 5 of these Kaedes and tell you if there is an accuracy improvement or distance improvement. Everything is just too sporadic with me. But I will say a couple of things about this is that, one, they get a lot of attention. Obviously, these colored balls will get more attention, but the dimple pattern, even on the ones where they're color filled, stand out. Now, the white ones, not so much. But I will say, if you can see here, the case of the ball is like a little translucent. Now, I noticed that they're all marked soft distance, so that's the type of Kaede flies that I got. And what I would say is that my experience here, you might be able to see it's a little chewed up. Not chewed up, I should say, but what you get here is some sort of covering, which I don't know is the same as like these DuPont covered golf balls. I'm not sure what the covering is, but they actually do feel really soft. So to me, distance, accuracy, it all seemed about the same as any other golf ball that I'd use, any name brand or lower end brand. And so I didn't notice any improvement with that. But what I would say is that I really liked is the way that these golf balls felt around the green. So for the short game, you're hitting your sand wedge, your pitching wedge, your approach wedge, onto the green, getting a good feel for the hit, putting a lot of backspin on it, having the ball sit very abruptly. Those were all things that I think this ball did really, really well. So yeah, I don't know that they're going to improve my game overall, but I really love the way that these felt. Kind of like the Balata balls. I really like the way those feel on the short game. So I'm actually impressed with these. They certainly don't hurt. I didn't notice any adverse effects of the dimple design, and better golfers will probably take these out and say, hey, those work. But I tell you what, if you are a short game guy and you like a lot of feel, I would say that these balls fit the bill. If you want to pick them up, I'll put a link to them in the description. Peter Von Panda, out.